send it over to Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy for a check of the weather.
Valentine's Day Eve, and we had some fresh snow. It's nice to see snow in the mountains. Gosh, it's a reminder that winter is still here. This is what it looked like from Alta. You know, not everybody saw heavy snow. Not everybody even saw light rain, but the storm cycle coming through reminds us that a pattern shift is here. Now, a lot of folks are anxious to get up into the high country because it's been so long since we've seen mountain snow. I just want you to know before you go, avalanche danger in the moderate category. It is a tricky avalanche forecast. The Utah Avalanche Center saying that when putting out their discussion, but you can see the northern half of the state with moderate conditions, but it is a considerable risk towards the Moab area. And warmer temperatures heading into this weekend will aid in that. Let's talk about moisture, because this last storm cycle was a southwesterly flow, and that doesn't show too much love to Salt Lake or the surrounding areas. Utah County and the Ogden Valley do a little better. As we look at precipitation so far for the month of February, we're sitting at a 10th in Salt Lake. And I know you're going, okay, that's not a lot, Alana. It's not, but it's also how much snow we've received all season in Salt Lake City. So it puts it into perspective. Typically, we see more than ½ an inch. We have not seen snow yet. We usually have 4.5 inches by now. We would like to change that. Looking at our snowpack, snow water equivalent, it did bump up a little bit because of this storm cycle, getting to 5.5 inches. Average is 10.3. So we're still at a record low, but any increase is a positive one, and we want to keep this going as we get through the remainder of winter. Nelson Peak sunrise today with the clouds. Isn't that a stunner? Angelic. That's what it looks like out there. Really, really pretty. Cloud cover pulling away from the state. Satellite radar shows the moisture in south central Utah, southeastern Utah, and we had the benches get a little rain. Salt Lake City got a little rain. The flow was coming from the northwest. We see as that kind of clears as we get into the evening and that high pressure takes over and begins to become the weather headline. Time-lapse video from our Black Desert Sky Cam shows the sun making it through, clearing things out, getting into the 60s this afternoon, well above average for this time of year. High temperatures, 48 in Salt Lake. That's still above average. We've got 40s for the I-15 corridor, made it to 64. In St. George, eastern side of the state was on the colder side with that cloud cover and the exiting storm system. Rolling into the overnight, we know those temperatures will be in the mid-30s, but with our high pressure setting up dry conditions, we hit freezing. Cold start to your Valentine's Day, but we're going to warm up very nicely, making it into the 50s. Look at our temperature trend here. It really brings us above average, and you see those numbers spike on President's Day. There's a reason. I'm going to show it to you. And then there's a sharp decline. I like to call it the warm before the storm, and we're going to see that in both northern and southern Utah. And it's not just one storm. No, this is the warm before a series of storms. Futurecast shows that high pressure for our weekend. We pull back so you can watch the west, because that's where our next series of storms will come from. As we roll into President's Day, the wicked winds are really going to start to crank. So we get southwesterly winds, very strong gusts on President's Day, and then wet weather comes knocking later into the evening. That wet weather is going to move on through, and it looks as though Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday and Friday bring the potential of that wet weather. The upper level Futurecast walks us through our exiting storm system. Here's our high that's going to bring you that beautiful Valentine's Day. Would you be my Valentine, Mother Nature? Come on. We need you to really be on our side. As we look at the upper level heading into President's Day, there are the winds. They kick up. We're going to be breezy Sunday, stronger winds President's Day. Deeper moisture with this long wave trough here, and here come the series of storms. Maybe rain to start in the valleys, but that changes. We get snow by the midweek with snow showers wanting to hold on possibly Thursday and into Friday. It's a 1-2 punch here, a series of storms that could really benefit the high country. Take a look at the long-range precipitation. Looking throughout the west, oh, that's a win. We are about this. Now, I don't lock into these numbers. It's still pretty far away, but just knowing measurable moisture returns to the west is a great signal that winter has returned to the western United States and that pattern shift has completed. And here we are with a busy next week. 20s and 30s for tonight. We will see highs in the 50s for tomorrow, and even warmer as we get into President's Day. That southwesterly flow is going to crank the numbers, and I want you to be prepared for that. I go warmer than a lot of the models. 60s down south. We see rain showing up in Washington County for several days as temperatures drop into the 50s. Here is your date-night forecast. Maybe you've got an afternoon activity looking dry, partly cloudy. It's going to be nice for your Saturday. Wasatch Front showing those low 60s Monday. I do think the southwesterly flow is going to crank. We could break the record for warmth, and then we quickly see the temperatures tumble with snow showing up by the midweek, hanging around till Friday. Personal invitation to that snow to stay a while. We really need it. For now, we'll send it back over to the desk.